What up, what up, what up? It's your boy D back at you with another video. And today we are going over episode number 2 of LFG Legends and Future Greats that is premiering live on A&E. Now, this is part of the WWE Superstar Sundays. The last episode was last week, the premiere episode. It was a really good episode. And now we're about to dive into what happened on episode number 2. So, on this episode, we did get to finally see what the teams are going to be. On Team Mickie James, we had Danny Ray or Danny Sikowski, Chris Island, Serena Linton, and Troy Yearwood. On Team Booker, we have Anthony Luke, Lee Laurel, Jasper Troy, and P Nasty, Panina Tuatuailepa. Let's see, and who else we got? On Team Undertaker, we have Bailey Humphrey, Elijah Holyfield, Tyra May Steele, and Shiloh Hill. Team Taker got some hitters on there for sure. And then on lastly, Team Bubba Ray or Bully Ray, whatever you prefer, we got Drake Moreau, Tatiana Dumas, Zena Sterling, and BJ Ray or Braden Ray. Okay, so those are the official teams that are now set in stone. So this show started off with the tag team match that was casted live in front of the NXT audience. It was Anthony Luke and Tyra May Steele versus Shiloh Hill and Danny Ray. The match was pretty solid. There definitely was more of a structure to the match, and I think that worked for the match very well because there was more structure, so everything looked more in place, and I feel like they did a lot more moves that looked really clean and it looked really good. So I did like the match. It was pretty solid to begin with. So one of the first things I would say is, if you look at Team Booker, Team Booker's team literally looks like a stable in itself. Like, I really like Team Booker's team, and there's a lot of different things that I wrote down here for some notes about this episode. Like when they had to on BJ Ray, they picked all the random names selected out of like this cage. When BJ Ray's name was selected, you can tell Bully Ray was like, fuck, I really got to deal with this guy now. Damn. You can tell Bully kind of had that feeling like, they're going to give me BJ Ray. And that's exactly what happens. Now, with that being said, there was a lot of in-ring. They always show them doing like workouts in the morning with the coaches, and they go over a lot of different wrestling things, like, you know, how to hold, how to put a headlock on somebody, how to make it look good. And I like how in the beginning you can see Bully Ray trying to coach Tatiana Dumas, and you can tell that like she was struggling. You can tell that she was in her head, and I like that narrative. It gave you something to look forward into during the episode, because she hasn't been working. She hasn't been a wrestler for long. Well, not long at all. It was her first match later on in the show. So I really did think that was a really cool narrative. Zena Sterling is who I want to talk about today. Zena Sterling, I see all the potential in her. I see she has that look of a star. I see it. I get it. I look at her character, I go, no, I understand. I don't, like, you can tell that when she's out there and like her interactions with Bully, you can tell that's who she is. You can just see it. That's who she is. I don't know if her character's going to work. Like, she's very ditzy. She kind of has like a cheerleader skirt on. She's very talented in the ring. And her match from earlier was really good. I just don't know if her character really works. Like, just because of the powerhouses in WWE that we have who do that character. Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton. Hell, you want to look at NXT. You want to look at kind of ditzy and kind of out of it, but their own little twist on it. Thea Hale. Thea Hale's kind of ditzy, but Thea Hale has her own gangsta act, like her own like rage in her. She has her spin on it. I'm not saying she can't pull it off, but I would need to see more from Xena Sterling on the character side. But she does have the skills to get there, though. So I definitely have my eye on Xena Sterling, and she's someone I would definitely like to see how she grows during this competition. Next person I want to talk about, okay, is Lee Laurel. You look at, first off, god damn, okay, she is beautiful. Second off, had to put that in there. Second off, she has aura. Lee Laurel fought in a match with Tatiana Dumas, and the first thing I wrote down about this match was aura. When they walked out for their entrances, they looked like they belonged. They looked like WWE superstars. And that's exactly what you want them to look like. They had drip, they had style, they had aura, their entrances were dope. The way, like, Tatiana Dumas looks like a heel, and she and she played it perfectly. Lee Laurel just looks like a star. I can see her on NXT. Easy money. Like, I really enjoyed their match. Lee Laurel is one of the people who stood out to me for sure. Let's look at, we're going to talk about Xena Sterling. She had fought my girl, P Nasty, Panina Telepa. P Nasty, Panina Telepa is a thug, okay? That's a thug. Like, first time I saw her, I said, that's a thug. I don't care. Nobody says, that's a thug. That's a gangster. If you see Panina Telepa walking down the street, you cross that mofo. You cross it. You don't walk down the same street as her. You don't butt her in the line. Hell no. That's a gangster. And the funniest thing is, the first thing I thought about her when I saw her is she reminds me so much of Tamina. That's the first person I thought of was Tamina. Where you look at Tamina and you go, Tamina beat your ass. Like, that's like the first thing you look at when you see Tamina. And that's exactly who she reminds me of. And the first thing I see is in P Nasty is I can like, could you imagine a little tag team, a little stable, a little something with her and Nia Jax? Brute force over the Divas division, especially over that tag division. It would be something spicy and something new. Some very new element and new twist to it. I like her potential. She stood out to me for sure. I would definitely like to see her more aggressive during the show, during this, but I definitely did like her. Now, let's get into Shiloh Hill and Troy Yearwood. Troy Yearwood and Shiloh Hill, they had like the push off that had like high tension. Shiloh Hill had a lot of intensity in this episode, and I really like that. You can tell he's listening to Undertaker a lot. I like his intensity. I think it's getting there. It's definitely getting there for sure. His ring work is definitely there. It's really solid. And I would just love to see him in the ring. I would love to see him talk more shit. Like, you know what I mean? If he's going to play a heel role, a lot of heels talk shit. Like, yeah, like, you clothesline, get out of here. Like, you don't say that, but like, get him out of here. You look at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the king of talking shit in the middle of his matches. It's one of my favorite things in the world to watch a heel do, is talk crazy while they're whipping somebody's ass. Why? Because it's kind of realistic. If you've ever seen a fight, especially in the streets, if you ever seen a fight in the streets, if a dude's getting his ass beat, all you hear is somebody talking shit while they're punching you. I like to see those elements applied to professional wrestling. And definitely when you look at Shiloh Hill, he has all the characteristics to get there. to get to the top. Shout out to him. Troy Yearwood is a superstar, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it. You look at Troy Yearwood and you're like, no, his athletics are through the roof. Like, he has it. He kind of reminds me of Montez Ford in a way, where his athleticism jumps off the screen. And I like Troy Yearwood. I think he has it. He got something there. And the coaches believe the same thing. They got something there. But they did get something wrong, though. They did get something wrong. I ain't going to bear it no more. This is the most important thing that I wanted to talk about on this episode. Jasper Troy. That man may be my pick to win. If I was in this hot seat to pick somebody who I would think has a chance on the men's side to win that NXT contract right now, I'm picking Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy is an animal. Jasper Troy looks like a beast, okay? Like, you saw, like, the way he walked out, all slow, straight face, didn't sell nothing. He looks like an animal. When you look at a big man in WWE, he can be next. He can be that next big man to show us something. I loved what I saw from Jasper Troy. Like, I know they picked Troy Yearwood at the end of the episode because of, like, star power, athleticism. I understand all of that. But when you look at Jasper Troy, I see, oh, we could do something with him. Oh, yeah. With the right character. If you give him the right character, the right parameters, if you let him talk on the mic in the right way, he can be more than just a big man who's like a bodyguard. Like, he can do more than that. I see there's a big picture for Jasper Troy. Very different than most big men have been presented in WWE. He could be something special. I could see him finding his own path, an own way, very similar to the NXT World Heavyweight Champion today, which is the Rula Obafemi. I can see him going down that line. But to me, if you ask me, the standout of this episode as a whole was Jasper Troy. That boy is different. I just think that man is a dog. I'm a big fan of Jasper Troy right now. That's my pick. Episode 2, that's my pick to win that NXT contract for the men. For the women, bro, I don't know. The women are just, woo! That women pot is so tough to get through right now, so I can't pick a winner for the women right now. But for right now, if you ask me, for the men, for LFG, for the men, I'm gonna pick Jasper Troy. Now, the funniest person on this episode was Booker T. Booker T had me crying the entire episode. Like, he had me weep. He was talking hellish, yeah, oh yeah, you see what's on my team, yeah, Jasper, he's whipping on him. Like, yo, so Booker T had me dying. Booker T got 1 point for the episode. So did Mickie James, got 1 point for the episode. So shout out to them. This was a very solid, very, very, very solid episode, and I'm excited to see what is next on the show. I just can't wait to see BJ Ray on the show and see what he really does on the show, because he talks so goddamn much from the hard streets of Orange County. Yeah, okay. I'm excited to see what he does in the show, what his in-ring work looks like. I'm so excited to see what he got, because you can't talk that much shit and not be nice. So I'm excited to see what he has next for him as well. Thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you guys thought about episode 2 of Legends and Future Greats LFG. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It has been your boy D, Forever Gang. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until forever finds you.